You're listening to Heroes in the Moment.
What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
Today, we're breaking down the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer number 2.
We surely are.
And I gotta say, this same trailer kept up the same amount of hype.
Yeah.
It got me even more hype. This trailer is so good. I knew the movie in itself. I have so much anticipation for it.
Yeah.
But this trailer, it got me even more hyped.
Yeah, no drop off for sure.
No, definitely not. And what I liked about this trailer is it went more into the classic Guardians of the Galaxy that we know instead of the emotion. It went more into the action, the comedy. It does present those levels of emotion as well, but it presented more about the story, and it presented more about the action, the comedy aspects, which I did appreciate.
And I definitely do like how they laid that out, because the first one just kind of served, to just jar us, right, from what we thought was normal. Oh, crap, this can happen, they can die. Kind of put some fears at ease maybe with the second one, and then bam, they go back to the first one in the actual movie and tear your heart out.
Yep, exactly.
No.
I'm so excited.
They lull you to sleep is what they're going to try to do.
Ooh. All right, so we're going to get into this trailer. We're going to break it down shot by shot and go image by image to kind of see what's going on, see what new stuff they've given us, and it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we start off with what looks like a drunk Peter, and he's like,
relatable,
man, and it's Rocket walking up to him, maybe with a mission or something like that.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, I'm going to tell you something. I'm Star-Lord, my guy. And you are Star-Lord, Chris Pratt. I love you. I just want you to know that. But we see him doing that, and he's firing his blasters. Something going on there. Hype, nonetheless.
I don't know what's going on, but it looks cool.
Yep. And then he's like, I formed the Guardians. And then it shows the Guardians together for the first time. And then we got, I fell in love with a girl, obviously Gamora.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to a funny scene.
Rip.
That girl died, but she's back, and she's not the best person in the world now. Which I like, it shows the differentiate, because, the character that died in Infinity War is a different character than we have now.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
And he's trying to get the new Gamora to love him the same way the old Gamora loved him.
Yes.
He's like, baby, you don't understand. My last girlfriend, she did this. So I really need you to get on that level.
Yep.
Especially because you're the same person.
Which I do think at the end they'll probably end up falling back in love with each other.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know, though. In the comics, Gamora and Star-Lord were never in a romantic relationship. So it's not impossible to see that maybe they don't. But it's still pretty cool to see that, it's a different character. We have to remember that the Gamora we knew and loved died. This is a completely different person.
That's tough.
But it's cool to see that. And the Nebula, who's looking a lot better, got a little bit of her eye fix.
A nice shade of blue going on.
Nice shade of blue. And she's also thinking that Gamora is also not the best person in the world, this version. So that's really cool. And we got the hype music that, of course, that James Gunn is very much his staple with his stuff is the music.
The old 80s pop stuff.
Old 80s, stuff. 90s pop stuff. It got me hyped.
Yeah.
And then we see the Guardians in their new suits walking together, looking like they're getting ready to face off against something, which we know they are.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest threat yet. So
they all face off against those weird Earth-like creatures throwing balls at them.
They
come back for revenge.
Old Drax. And I must say, we'll talk about it more in depth here in a few minutes, but Drax in this particular trailer, it showed a completely new light to Drax that I loved.
Well, it's about time.
It's time.
The third movie, and with the second one and with the freaking special, they turned him into a comedic brute. It hurt to watch. This one felt better.
This one feels better. Definitely, you still got this comedy aspect of him not understanding stuff, but he's got them serious. He can be serious too.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Then we get the High Evolutionary in his lab, played by Old Mern, and he's talking about how his goal is to create this perfect society, which is awesome to me.
That's also every villain's thing.
It is.
Man.
It is. It's the same as the Thanos, but the thing I like about the High Evolutionary is he is more. Not to compare him to some of the old villains of war, but he is a villain that is very much natural selection, right? He believes that the perfect society is based off people being perfect, kind of like the blonde hair, blue eyed kind of scale. Yeah. And that's why he committed all these experiments.
Further advance the specific type of people that you think are better.
Exactly. So he's trying to do this.
Weird.
And we get those flashbacks of Rocket, him experimenting on Rocket. That's going to rip my heart out. I'm telling you right now.
It's going to be tough, man.
Yep.
I don't want to see an animal getting tortured.
No, you don't. And I love the line Rocket said, he didn't want to make things perfect, but rather he just hated things the way that they are. That line, bro, is so fire, man.
That's saucy.
Oh, man,
that's
Rocket's MVP already of this movie.
No, he's dude. This trailer is so interesting to watch, knowing that Gunn said that Rocket is the main. Well, he said that Star-Lord wasn't the main, right?
Wasn't the main
protagonist, so it has to be Rocket.
It's gotta be
watching the 2 trailers now with that in mind, it adds a little something on top.
It does. And to be Rocket, I mean, he's my favorite Guardian, and it used to be Groot, but after so much thinking, it's definitely Rocket.
Yeah.
Rocket is just, he's such a good character, has gone through so much character development, and it's going to definitely expand upon it even more. And especially with the release of the plot synapses being, Rocket's past coming to light and them having to rescue Rocket in a certain way.
Yeah.
It's just really, really exciting to see.
Yeah.
So then
not
we get
your traditional third movie.
not your traditional at all. So then we get a shot of Gamora that we've seen in the last trailer, her picking up her sword, getting ready to fight. But then we get an interesting shot of Nebula, who is in her Guardian suit, looking scratched up, and she's got this awesome new sword arm.
Yeah.
That was fire, but it looks like the Destroyer. Like the Destroyer
Really?
from Thor.
Yeah.
Like the fire that it made in the material. I wonder if that's where she got it from.
Same thing?
I think it is.
It's shown in New Mexico, and she makes a quick pit stop.
Yeah. Well, I think it's still probably in I don't even know where they got it.
I don't
Maybe
know,
New Asgard's got it somewhere, but it looks like that.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Huh.
And then we see all the Guardians together. Rocket's, he's cocking his gun. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
This is getting ready, the final battle. That part I can definitely see. But I love Nebula's arm. I just got to highlight that.
That looks cool.
Upgrade for sure.
She's trying to compete with Bucky.
She is trying to
metal
compete with
arms.
Bucky. She stole his arm, so now she's getting a new one.
Now what, you stealing his arm, then upgrading? Like, come on,
Upgrading
give
it.
the man his arm back.
I want to
then.
see I want to see Bucky with a Destroyer arm. How cool
Oh
would that
my
be?
gosh, dude!
With his combat abilities.
that would be disgusting.
Be super sick.
Oh my!
Then we get our Among Us characters jumping out into
I
this.
love the Among
Dude,
Us
it's so
stuff.
cool. I'm actually really hyped to see it. It's not cheesy to me anymore. It's just
we
really
said,
cool.
bro, the colors mean something.
They do.
And I can't wait to see, because James Gunn will explain which each color represent.
It's gonna have symbolism, but what it's gonna be in the movie, it's gonna be like it's all that's left to wear.
You think so?
I do, but we'll see. Or watch
more.
Drax or Groot bought them. And nobody like why'd you buy these? Because they're cool.
That's I don't like green.
I know.
It's the only size that fit.
That's facts.
We'll see.
Then we see Star-Lord and Groot walking up into the High Evolutionary's lair looking. And I love Groot. Groot looks swole. He's great to go.
They got a 3:00 appointment. They're just walking through casually.
They do.
They got a joint interview like the Step Brothers.
And then we get the serious Drax that I was talking about earlier. He's like, I want to fight. I want you all to know that I'm grateful to fight beside my friends. And then you see him all dirted up. This looks like a sacrifice play.
He dies. Yeah, he dies right after.
I mean, as soon as he says that, I just want y'all to know, it's wonderful to fight beside my friends. Serious Drax. We never see it. Love to see it. And then he's going to make the sacrifice play.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at the faces. Drax looks like he's ready to go, and Mantis looks concerned.
Yeah.
So you can definitely see this is about to be a sacrifice play. What do you think about that?
I mean, there's no other way. Obviously, it's his last movie, Dave Bautista, freaking legend.
Right.
I love you, man. And either he dies or he gets written off. But for his character, he has to be killed. I mean, he's a destroyer. He's a warrior at heart, and his whole thing is based on revenge. So he has to go out saving his friends, the people who helped rescue him. So,
and that would be the perfect way.
Yeah, this is the perfect way, man.
It would be
the sacrifice.
And
play.
out of all the characters,
works.
I mean, it makes sense for Drax to die.
No,
so
it really does.
We'll see what happens with that. I mean, this is the last time they team up, so we'll see what goes on there.
Right.
And then we get the high evolutionary looking like he's talking to somebody, and he says incinerate them. And then it cuts to a scene of Adam Warlock. So my question is Adam Warlock going to be working with the high evolutionary to try to defeat the Guardians of the Galaxy?
If he is, he'll do that at first, probably.
Yes.
He's still a baby,
right.
emotionally. So he's probably being I don't know, mind controlled or something by them.
I don't know if necessarily mind control, but he was created with the mission.
Manipulated
right.
then.
He was created with the mission to destroy the Guardians by Aisha chick. And now he's going to pair with the High Evolutionary because he has that similar goal and to get Rocket back probably. So he's teaming up at first until Adam Warlock comes into his own and finds that this is not the way. And he teams up with the Guardians finally and joins their team and to help them defeat the High Evolutionary. That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
But the scene of him flying was super cool. It looked good.
Yeah.
He was flying. He has the powers.
He looks good.
Hyped.
Adam Warlock about to be a fan favorite.
For sure.
Man.
For sure. Definitely, I agree.
His own show, his own movies.
Then we get
give it to him.
It's time to face the music. Obviously, talking about everything going on with the stakes of this plot, and this plot definitely has, I feel like, the most stakes even prior to the other two. So
watch them say that, and then the big fight scene. James Gunn just like throws over another like song. It's like facing the music, and it's like a sacrifice like to like a song. Like, that would be crazy.
It'd be pretty cool. Maybe a former song from one of the first ones.
From like one of the first ones.
I agree.
Nostalgic, like
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then we get Groot landing on Adam Warlock. It looks like we're getting a Guardians of the Galaxy fight against Adam Warlock. Groot's getting ready to fight him.
Yeah, he's about to get clapped. Is what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at buddy.
We see Rocket and his otter girlfriend. They're all happy. They're dancing. They're smiling. That made me happy.
I know.
Just like
he deserves a love.
He deserves it before all the chaos ensues. And then we get this dope scene of Star-Lord and Groot with the guns, and they're like circling.
They're like spinning, shooting. Like Infinity War with Bucky and Rocket. Remember
so
that one
cool.
scene?
And I love Groot having so many different guns.
I always wondered, why don't they do that more often? Like, Groot can have however many arms he wants.
Yes.
Why would you not pull up with like 200 guns and just spin around?
I know. You can do that all the time.
Like you would kill your own teammates, if they're anywhere near you. But
yeah. And then we get to the line that says, that Star-Lord says, we were always searching for a family until we found each other. Again, playing into the emotions. With all they're doing, we get Nebula partying on Nowhere, which is definitely going to have the movie begins. And then we finally get Groot and Rocket back on Groot's shoulders from the first Guardians. That's hype.
Bring it back,
definitely
baby.
Hype. And then Star-Lord doing this cool spin move to gun.
Yeah.
Hopefully not without purpose, that spin move, like the Boba Fett one. Like, what was that?
The Boba Fett
he just spins
around
out of no reason.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay. Interesting, but
why?
I don't know. I feel like we do need another dance battle, though.
Oh, we gotta have that dance battle. Him and the High Evolutionary. Let's go. He's like, it's gotta be what? It's gotta be different though. Like, what's the High Evolutionary do it?
Yeah, like, he's gonna actually start.
Like,
he's like, oh crap! He's like, I gotta step up my game. This ain't no Ronin.
That's fact. Then we get another shot of Will Poulter as Adam Warlock, and then him fighting against Drax. That's got me hyped.
That's gonna
Drax
be
is like pushing against his power, and it's like we're getting Drax's power level finally.
Like finally, man. Like they tease it, and then they show him. I don't know. Sometimes it's powerless, and now he's going against like Warlock. Like that's what he's supposed to be doing, bro.
Exactly.
He's a destroyer, man.
He's
go crazy. I mean, that's obviously going to be part. It's going to be like a full like 5v1 on Warlock, and I really hope they save like Drax till the end.
I do too.
Kind of toss the others out of the way, and then
watch me Rocket him just one shot him with a gun.
Rocket's gonna run up and just boom.
He'll probably honestly. I can see it from the back, like Rocket cheating.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they're gonna have to subdue him somehow.
Yes, for sure.
It's gonna be Rocket.
Sure.
Yeah.
That scene is just so cool with Drax finally saying it, and we get Star-Lord going, "Are you ready for one last mission?" They're chest bumping. They're like, "Let's go. We're ready to do it.
Yeah.
You're our captain. Lead us into battle." And then he's like, "For one last ride." We got the prison sequence. We got just different clips of them smiling before the pain. Drax is shot in the chest, but this is before his actual death, definitely. Yeah. And they're kind of fighting out of this prison. And then we get this weird shot of the High Evolutionary looking like he's meditating and floating through the air with his powers. Yeah. That looks kind of cool.
That scene went crazy. That's one of the ones that caught my eye because we haven't seen too much of him. No. He's like literally just floating, bro.
It's menacing.
It's weird,
it's menacing. It gives
scary,
Kang vibes, but
yeah, it really does. Yeah. Like Kmart Kang.
Kmart, it is Kmart Kang.
Kmart.
It is Kmart Kang. And then Star-Lord tackling that white dude. We have no idea who they are yet.
Yeah, out the building, right?
Yep. And then Rocket giving that fire quote once again we got from the first trailer. We all fly away together into the forever sun. It's just
that line is we'll all fly away together into the
forever sun.
Forever sun.
Well, he says the forever. What does he say? The forever.
That's
the forever and beautiful sky. That's what he says.
Oh my!
We'll all fly together to the forever and beautiful.
That's like something you'd read as a last line of like a novel, man.
It is.
Yeah,
it is exactly
like about the
line.
ocean or something.
Yeah, and it's definitely not a line you would hear from Rocket. So I'm really
even
excited
like
to see
much
that.
in like a Guardians of the Galaxy film.
No, and it's so much stakes more than ever before. And you got them all dusty and they're fighting, and then you get the Star-Lord scream again. That performance, Chris Pratt. Holy cow,
dude! It's
legend. It's gonna be legendary, that performance, man. I'm telling you right now. If Angela Bassett can be nominated for an Oscar, give Chris Pratt an Oscar.
Chris Pratt. Imagine Chris Pratt chilling with Oscar.
If he actually does kill it so much to where he would get an Oscar nomination, I would blow my mind. He's not going to, but
you would never see someone like Bradley Cooper getting one, right? If he's just voicing. But he's really going to be the standout.
Yeah, he would.
Also, I was thinking, how weird is it, dude, to have like a whole trilogy of movies based on the team, and then your main character isn't even the leader of the team?
I know.
Like, how often do you see that?
Never do. You never do.
Literally never. So, I need to go back and rewatch the other two like that now.
I need to go back and rewatch the two before this movie for sure.
So do you think this is the last trailer coming out?
No. It's too early for it to be the last trailer. I feel like the other one was a teaser trailer.
The two were pretty close back to back. I feel like
we'll probably get another trailer towards the end of March, would be my guess.
Okay.
And then we get Chris Pratt in the arms of Nebula on Nowhere. This is towards the beginning. Rocket's drinking his Slurpee. He's ready to vibe. That's such a Rocket move.
He knows what's good.
He's like,
Slurpees
what
be hitting. I love Slurpees. Oh my goodness.
And then we get an incredibly hilarious scene with Gamora's like, whoever you're describing love, it sounds more like her pointing at Nebula. And then Star Wars like, that is ridiculous. What do you mean? And then he looks at Nebula and he's like,
See, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, he fell for Gamora, why can't he fall, for his sister?
Such a simp.
I know. She might be half cyborg, half metal, but
it's so funny. He's just like getting the love.
Like he's just looking over, just like one suggestion.
He's got a dumb face. He kind of went to like a Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. Yeah.
There, instead of him being like the Dark Lord, and then Nebula's like, knock it off.
He's like, oh,
shit. And he's like, what? What do you mean? He's like, I just never noticed how black your eyes were.
It's so weird.
It's so funny.
It's so
and
weird.
then he goes to, my father pulled my real eyes out and replaced them with these. And he's like, well, he knows how to pick.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's so funny. That scene was so
funny.
You know that this movie is going to be so funny, but at the same time so emotional. It's going to be like another Ragnarok, but I feel like even more emotional than that.
Even way more.
So I just got me excited. I mean, this trailer was phenomenal. It kept the same tempo. And this movie, I'm calling it right now, is going to be top maybe 3 MCU.
Top
it's
3?
Just, it looks
I think
so
it'd be top
incredible.
5 for sure.
For sure.
I also said that about Wakanda Forever, but it wasn't, I don't think. But this one will be better. Guaranteed.
It will be. It'll
Guaranteed.
be phenomenal. So I'm super excited to see the Guardians one more time.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, let us know by giving us a review and a download. Our podcast, Heroes in the Moment, is available on all major podcast platforms, so check it out. Speaking of that, we got hundreds of episodes at your disposal, so if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and check out the previous. Recently, we did a Flash trailer breakdown and
news, right?
A news breakdown. 27.
Oscars. Yeah.
I believe, no, 26.
27 is our last one.
There's a lot of news.
Yeah,
Point is
pretty odd.
Go and listen to it yourself, and then you'll find out.
Yeah.
And if you want to stay up to date with all the news, the announcements, updates, check out the socials. We got an Instagram, Here's in the Moment, and a TikTok, Here's in the Moment with an extra T.
Also, just one more announcement. My guy Nathan here is getting married.
Oh yeah,
getting hyped and getting ready to go on his honeymoon. So send him some love. But also, typically our Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania breakdown would come out the Tuesday after our movie review. But and we're hyped for that. But considering that Nathan will be out of town for his honeymoon, that will be pushed back a week. So it will come out the Tuesday, a week after this Tuesday. Yeah. So just to let you all know and give you a heads up, but instead it will be replaced by a pre-recorded news podcast. Yeah, so you guys get a little bit of content.
Try and survive. I'll be out of the country. So let me enjoy my honeymoon, and then I'll come back, and then, we'll get it for you guys.
Yep, we will. And we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.